Okay, guys, let's do floor 57 today, which, to be honest, is actually one of the easier floors after floor 50, I think. I will be showing you guys how to beat it with one dude red Yuji, and his skills are not leveled up either. You can see his ultimate skills only level 7, other skills are only level 8, etc. Now, having said that, all of my characters are actually highly graded up, especially my Yaga and Nanami, because, well, they're buffers and you kind of use them all the time. So I do have both of them at grade 15, and because the enemy is actually weak against red, I think that probably helped a bit. My Yuji is grade 14, if you guys want to take that for reference. Now, there is actually a secret stage for this floor, by the way. So there's actually a secret stage that you can do, and in order to unlock that secret stage, basically you need Panda on your team. I put it in the backup slot because well, you will actually see me in my gameplay later on. I got a bit lucky. I didn't even need to use the last slot. But in case you're not as lucky as me, basically the idea is that you just put any level 1 panda you have, or the lowest level panda you have on your team, and with either healing recollection or damage reduction recollections, etc. And the idea here is that basically the enemy is actually going to do when you have any non-red character on your team, the enemy actually will do more AoE attack, and AoE attack can actually stun you, which is very annoying. So you actually want this panda to die as early as possible, unless it's the red panda. Then obviously, red panda is the best, right? So you can actually then put him, into the team safely without worrying about the AoE attack. But for any other panda, just put the lowest one available that you have. Um, Okay, now let's talk about the strategy itself. So basically, the enemy is going to use AoE attack on turn 3, which is also going to be one of his special attack, which is going to be very, very annoying. So what you're actually going to do instead is you are going to rely on a bit of RNG of yourself, which is actually using your Toge to stun the enemy with your skill 3. Now, on top of that, what you actually want to do is you want to delay the enemy on turn 3 and then go for sync up all of your ultimate attack on turn 4. That's kind of why I have Unity here, and also this recollection on Yaga. And the way you're going to do all of this and still have curse energy to actually do skill 3 basically means Toge basically needs an extra 20 curse energy somehow. So you basically need to have a way to give 20 extra curse energy to Toge. Now the one I'm going to use, which is the one I probably going to recommend, is going to be this one, which has passive ability, which can give 10 curse energy but twice, so that's 20 in total. And also this have an AoE heal, which is actually quite nice. Now if you do not have this recollection, the other ones you can do would be, let me just show you all of the options I have. The one from Junpei's banner, this one can do, but you need it at dupe 3, which could potentially be difficult. Or the free-to-play option is going to be Despot Wasp. Once again, this have the possibility to add 20 curse energy, but only when your HP is less than 50. But to be honest, that's actually quite easy to activate because basically, if Toge takes one hit, his HP is going to drop below 50%. So basically, if you do not have this recollection, you can play around with Despot Wasp, but obviously you're kind of trading off that AoE healing ability for a bit more offensive capability. So it kind of just depends on what you want. Then for Yuji, it doesn't really matter that much, but I would recommend this one. It's not going to help too much on your first ultimate attack, because for this passive, you will actually be able to charge this well in advance. But this passive is actually going to help for you to charge up his second ultimate quite quickly, so this can potentially help. Otherwise, just literally use any physical attack, recollection. I think any of them can do in this circumstance anyway. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea. So basically, with all of this happening, what you can do is Yaga and Nanami, they can actually buff consecutively on turn 1 and turn 3. They have enough curse energy to do that. And then on turn 4, they'll be doing their combo attack. For your Toge, what you want to do is on turn 1, turn 2, you'll be using your skill 2 to give ult to make sure everyone can charge up their ultimate attack. And then on turn 3, you'll be going for that lucky stun. Now, when you're doing all of this, I think Yaga may need to get hit once in order to actually charge up his ultimate attack. So there's a tiny bit of RNG there as well. But to be honest, you normally want a run where all of the enemy attack are kind of spread out across all of your characters. So normally you do want your Yaga to get hit anyway in order to make your life easier down the road. So that's basically all of the RNG you need to do. And then in terms of your red Yuji, basically what you're going to do is you're going to use your skill 3 on turn 1, and then you're going to use your skill 2 twice on turn 2 and turn 3. And this is basically going to be very, very important, because this can actually increase the break damage for all of your allies, so that on turn 4, when you are going to do your combo attack between all 4 characters, this is actually going to allow you to instantly break the enemy, even though your actual damage output may only be 50% of the enemy's HP bar, but you are able to break him instantly. So that's basically what we want to do. Now, once you have broke the enemy with all of your ultimate attack on turn 4, on turn 5 and turn 6, your Yargon enemy will just continue to be buffing. And then for your Yuji, because the enemy is in break status, you'll be spamming your skill 3 to do a bit of extra chip damage. This can basically get you all the way to turn 7. And on turn 7, what you're going to do is you're going to activate Unity, and then you're also going to use your Toge's skill 2 to increase the ult energy for everyone. Now, when you have done all of this, your Yuji should be completely charged up in terms of the ultimate attack. However, your Nanami and Toga is going to be 1 hit away, and the enemy is about to use their special attack. So there's one tiny last bit of RNG here, which is basically the enemy can't hit both of their attack, cannot hit Yuji, because both of them hit Yuji will be likely to die. And also, ideally, you want it to hit either Nanami or maybe even Toge, if Toge can survive, I'm not too sure. But if it hits Nanami, then you can do a combo attack between Nanami and Yuji, and that's how I want it in my gameplay. But even if it doesn't hit Nanami, provided you're able to survive, even if one other character dies, you still have your Panda come in, healing everyone, and then you basically just wait 1 extra turn before you do all of your ultimate attack, etc. So it should still be fairly easy to do that, even if you do not get that lucky RNG at the end.
明太か
最善の
片付けます昆布行くか
授業を始めよう
気張っていきましょう防げ今なら
最善の
手早く昆布行くか
授業を始めよう
ここが踏ん張りどころです防げ気張ってこうぜ
相手の動きを観察
片付けます鮭いける
では教育の時
気
間だ
張っていきましょう動くカット
さて
さて鮭いける
行くぞ総力戦だこれで払い切る
対象の7対3の点を弱点にする私からは以上です
行くぞ
今です外れとどめ気を抜かないよう明太子おっしゃ
相手の隙を
片付けます鮭行くか
授業を始めよう
ここが踏ん張りどころですねじれろ決まる
相手の
手早く鮭行くか
授業を始めよう
気張っていきましょうねじれろ今なら
相手の動きを
片付けます鮭うし
授業を始めよう
ここが踏ん張りどころです食らいやがれ
最善
さて行きます昆布いける対象の7対3の点を弱点にする私からは以上ですとどめ虎杖君おっ動けんね